And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, a bit more information today, quite a few bits and pieces to discuss in today's video. Of course, we had an action-packed video earlier on, of course, discussing the stinker that Michael Beale left us, and of course going through the absolute disgusting behaviour from a select few of the Hibs fans that came to Ibrox. So if you haven't already watched that video, guys, do watch it afterwards. Just going into the disgustingness of those select few that were sort of mocking the 66 and all those other disgusting and heinous things. But guys, in today's video, we're actually going to be discussing a bit more with regards to Rangers. Of course, as you can see in the title, we're going to be discussing some changes that could be afloat. We're also going to be going through about Graeme Souness, that as it looks like he's poised for a return after an Ibrox job offer. Let's start with Graeme Souness. And of course, Graeme Souness, everybody knows Graeme Souness, just finished with Sky Sports recently last season, and apparently was offered a bit of a role, actually, in the summer to sort of return to Rangers. However, did decide to sort of decline the offer and took up another project that he was doing. However, recently we were found out that he was a part of the job hunting and was part of discussions to find our new manager. And obviously, Felipe Clement came out and spoke about it. So did James Bisgrove. And of course, recently Graeme has spoke about it in his sort of Daily Mail column, and this is what he had to say with regards to him being involved in the hunt for Rangers' new manager. He said, "I was a part of the process in appointing the new Rangers boss, Felipe Clement. He was very impressive at his interview and gave a great presentation. All you can do is look at his CV, the colour of his eyes, and the way he speaks about football, and everything would appear right about him. The only question mark, and I'd be saying the same if it was Pep Guardiola was getting the job, is that managing one of the big two in Glasgow is a unique experience, and it's how he deals with that. The challenge ahead is simple. They're 7 points behind Celtic. He knows the score. You can't have a good season without finishing first." So yeah, discussed his role within appointing the new manager, Felipe Clement. And now reports are stating today, according to multiple reports, that Souness could be poised to return to Ibrox in a role. Not a sort of full-time role, and nor does it actually have a title, but apparently an announcement is expected to be made this week, according to this report. This is what I will say via the BBC reporter Chick Young, and this is what he had to say with regards to it. He said, "It seems it's now clear that 32 years after walking out on the club, Graeme Souness is poised to return and walk through the front doors at Ibrox. I spoke to him not long before the start of the programme, and he'll not be at Ibrox today, but he did confirm that he was been offered a post within the club. It's not a daily job. It won't be moving to Glasgow to resume employment with Rangers. He has no title he can describe, but he has agreed to make himself available to Rangers. There have been talks about it. There will be further talks this week, as I understand it, and in fact it is confirmed to me that as a Rangers supporter, he would do everything he could do to assist in helping the club in any way. I know he was involved in the appointment of Felipe Clement as the new manager, and to quote me this morning, the view has been impressed as hitters at Ibrox and held the room very well. I think we're looking at this consultancy role within the football department at Rangers. I'm pretty sure that by the time we air this next Saturday, Rangers will have confirmed that Graeme Souness is making a return to the football club." So, exciting stuff on that regard. Obviously, Graeme Souness, a lot of experience, talks very, very highly of Rangers, talks lovely about Rangers, and as I said, as a consultant, you can't have enough of those sort of people that understand the club. And as I say, I think Graeme knows his fair share of what it takes to be a winner at Ibrox. So yeah, good to see him return back in a consultancy role. Obviously looks like kind of more part-time-ish, but yeah, that's apparently supposed to be announced this week according to the BBC. So interesting stuff on that regard. Now moving on to other areas, and this is quite an exciting one, as Ibrox is looking like it could be making a big change. Now, in recent games, you probably would have seen that the Union Bears, the Rangers Ultras, who do a phenomenal job, by the way, in terms of getting the atmosphere on every match day, whether that be sort of home, away, in Europe, and just putting so much effort into like the banners and the tifos. You've seen it yesterday as well. that, they do deserve, I think, to move away from the corner. And I've spoken, they've been very vocal about them wanting to have more of a centrepiece. If you look at some of the great atmospheres within European football, you look at Borussia Dortmund, they've got the big wall, and you got our areas. So I think they want to go behind the goals. But apparently James Bisgrove has said that they are sort of speaking with regards to a relocation, and said that the players will have a say in the eventual location of the Rangers singing section. This is what James Bisgrove had to say. Bear with me. We've asked the first team to give us feedback in terms of different locations of the singing section, if that's an impact for them, the atmosphere, the connection with the fans, because Ibrox is a fortress because of its atmosphere. We've seen it so many games. One of the objectives we have to is intensify and amplify that as the best as possible. The players will have a stake in that decision. We are considering the trials of the singing section have taken place. I think we've had 4 trials now. We've been gathering the feedback from all supporters. We've been gathering feedback from the first team. We've had consultation sessions with the supporters who are in different sections of the stadium if we were to move this current singing section from BF1. The consultation process has been going on for some time, but Bisgrove's move to assured fans a final decision is imminent. We're on track. We're progressing our research so that the next board meeting we can present our recommendation, but we're doing that aligned to the infrastructure projects that are happening next summer in a view of the disabled facilities that are being installed, and the Cantaliers and the Copeland and the Broomland stands. It's quite a complex picture in terms of the infrastructure, but we are completing the process in terms of the supporter consultation. So exciting stuff there. Look, the Union Bears might be moving, according to James Bisgrove, and as I just stated before, we did go into his dialogue of what he said. It probably is time. That corner has been fantastic for them, and they've kind of grown, and I think a lot of young fans, I see a lot of the younger guys are really getting involved with the singing, and people are actually aspiring, weirdly enough, to become an ultra and become a part of the movement. Now, as I said, if you want to look at the Borussia Dortmunds and they're having that wall, I think the trials have been behind the goals on those friendly matches, the cup matches and all the rest of it. Obviously, season ticket holders will have to be moved. But for the bigger picture, imagine us having a full bottom handstand at the underneath, the ultras growing, and then having the flags, the banners and the singing, the whole section jumping up and down. I think that would be electric on a European night, but a league game as well. I think that would be really, really interesting to see. And I certainly am for it, because I do think they do a very, very good job with the atmosphere. And as I said, I think the kids, they don't really get paid to do that. I think they put their own money into it. So fair play to them, and I think they deserve it. Keep well behaved on the road. Do as good as well in terms of uphold the standards of the football club, and don't bring the club into any bad viewing. As I said, we seen what the Hibs fans were doing the other week there. But certainly, I think the Rangers Ultras have been they keep away from the political stuff as well, and they kind of just keep to just Rangers stuff, Rangers songs, which is good to see. And I'll be all for that, and I really would support that, and hopefully that then changes are made and they do get what they want, and hopefully we can see the Ibrox atmosphere intensify even more over time, and that would be really cool. But yeah, it looks like that. It's imminent, troops. But Rangers fans, do let me know your thoughts on Graeme Souness, firstly, coming back in a consultancy role, and then secondly, with the Union Bears, are you for them moving? Are you for them moving behind the goals and getting a bigger section? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That does bring us into today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.